Welcome back to the Windy City Sports Report, your premier destination for the most comprehensive Chicago Bears coverage anywhere on the digital airwaves. Today, we are diving deep into a developing story that has sent shockwaves throughout the halls of Hallis Hall and left the Bears faithful holding their collective breath as the postseason rapidly approaches. The focus of our broadcast today centers on the highly touted rookie sensation, Rome Odunze, whose spectacular debut season in the National Football League has unfortunately hit a significant and potentially season-altering roadblock. This news comes at the worst possible time for a Chicago squad that is currently jockeying for prime positioning in the NFC playoff hierarchy. According to multiple reports and specialized medical evaluations, Rome Odunze is dealing with a foot injury that appears to be far more debilitating than the organization or the player himself initially let on to the public. The situation reached a breaking point this past Sunday. The Bears' second-year wide receiver was officially listed as active heading into Chicago's critical Week 15 home showdown against the Cleveland Browns. Fans at Soldier Field were eager to see their dynamic playmaker take the field, but the excitement quickly turned to concern. As Odunze went through his standard pre-game warm-ups, he visibly re-aggravated the same nagging injury that had already sidelined him during the previous week's contest. This setback is particularly frustrating because it follows a very concerning pattern. Odunze had already missed the first game of his professional career in Week 14 against the Green Bay Packers, a game where his absence was clearly felt on the perimeter. Leading up to the Browns game, the coaching staff expressed optimism. Odunze practiced on a limited basis throughout the week and appeared physically ready to contribute. However, the intensity of game day preparation revealed a different reality. He either suffered a secondary setback or realized during high-speed movements that he simply could not perform at the necessary level. To provide more clarity on the medical side of things, we look to Dr. David Chow, the renowned orthopedic surgeon known to the football world as Pro Football Doc. Dr. Chow has analyzed the footage and the reports, offering a sobering perspective on what Odunze is actually facing. According to Chow, these types of stress-related foot injuries are notoriously deceptive. A player might look functional during controlled drills at practice, but the violent torque and explosive speed required in a real game setting are an entirely different beast. In a statement that has caused great alarm among the fanbase, Dr. Chow indicated that Odunze will likely not be over these foot stress fracture issues until he undergoes surgery during the upcoming offseason. This suggests that the rookie is currently playing through a fracture that requires surgical intervention to truly heal. This medical assessment was inadvertently bolstered by the comments of Bears head coach Ben Johnson. Following Chicago's dominant 31-3 victory over Cleveland, a win that was somewhat dampened by the injury news, Johnson admitted that Odunze re-aggravated the foot during those fateful pre-game warm-ups. Johnson confessed to the media that he did not yet know the full extent of the damage, noting that when a setback occurs moments before kickoff, the coaching staff has to shift all focus towards getting the next man ready to play. This marks the second consecutive week that the Bears have seen a projected starter go down during the pre-game window. Just a week prior, starting nickel corner Kyler Gordon re-aggravated a groin injury and was subsequently placed back on injured reserve. This trend is raising serious questions about the team's medical and training protocols during late-season stretches. Before this injury began to hamper his mobility, Rome Odunze was putting together a legitimate Offensive Rookie of the Year caliber campaign. Through 14 weeks of action, he established himself as the undisputed leader of the receiving corps, hauling in 44 receptions for 661 yards and finding the end zone 6 times. Standing at 6'3" and weighing 214 pounds, Odunze possesses the prototypical frame of a true NFL #1 receiver. The Chicago offensive staff has utilized him as a versatile chess piece, lining him up on the boundary to win jump balls and in the slot to create mismatches against smaller defenders. The strategic impact of losing a player like Odunze cannot be overstated. Currently sitting as the #2 seed in the NFC, the Bears are staring down a brutal 3-game stretch to close out the regular season. They must face a hungry Green Bay Packers team, the powerhouse San Francisco 49ers, and the division rival Detroit Lions. In these high-stakes matchups, the health of the team's primary receiving threat is paramount. Odunze's presence on the field dictates how opposing defensive coordinators game plan against Chicago. Safeties are forced to respect his deep threat capabilities, which in turn creates space for the running game and shorter passing concepts. Without him, defenses can condense the field and bring more pressure against rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. The chemistry between Williams and Odunze has been a bright spot for the franchise, representing the future of the organization. Being without his most reliable target during the most important games of the year is a nightmare scenario for the young quarterback. While Odunze has a history of toughness, famously playing through a chest injury during his time at the University of Washington, a stress fracture in the foot is a mechanical issue that toughness alone cannot overcome. If Dr. Chow's assessment is correct, we are looking at a scenario where Odunze may be severely limited or entirely unavailable for the playoffs. The Bears front office now faces a difficult decision regarding whether to shut him down for the surgery now or attempt to manage the pain through a deep postseason run. As we wait for further official updates from the team, one thing is certain: the road to the Super Bowl just got a lot more difficult for the Monsters of the Midway. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor the situation and provide you with the latest breaking news on Rome Odunze and your Chicago Bears.